What is up, good people? Jungle Link here. Hope you're doing well. Want to remind everyone out there that my Twitter handle, it's still being controlled by hackers, so don't click on any links. And once I do get the account back, I'm just going to shut it down. So if you see some Jungle Link postings on Twitter, you might as well report them, block the account, because I'm never going to use it in the future. So just wanted to remind everyone out there, do not interact with that account. It has been overtaken by nefarious individuals. Now, I see a lot of people out there concerned the price of XRP. We didn't go to the moon. We won the court case. What's going on? And I had hinted this probably would happen. I even saw on Twitter, Hugo hypothesizing it's due to XRP's use case and things of this nature. I don't think it's anything even that complicated. When you look at XRP right now, today, the market cap, it's about 3x to Cardano. So when we talk about XRP going to $2, $3, and even higher, you're going to need a very bullish environment to see that type of growth. With any cryptocurrency, you're going to have capital flooding in. Where's that going to come from right now? Crypto has to be in a stage of expansion, of growth, and we're just not seeing that at this point in time. It's my estimation things will start to pick up mid-next year. Probably if you're aiming for the first part of 2025, you're going to be roughly in the wheelhouse when we'll see this space erupt again. Look, I'm not Nostradamus, I don't know for sure. But if you're aiming, somewhere around there, I think that'll give you the idea of when we will see big growth again within crypto. Until then, XRP, it might run above $1. It might run back down to 30 cents. I don't know in the short term, but it's going to be more about what crypto overall does. Are we in trending up? Are we trending down? But I don't see those monumental earth-shaking moves happening right now. That kind of money flooding in, pushing XRP, gaining ground on Ethereum, I just don't see it. To me, that case is about setting the stage for the next growth phase of crypto, whenever that may happen. The first bull run where you have direct U.S. liquidity to that asset. We've never had that. We didn't have it in 2017 and 2018. Even though many of XRP's contemporaries did, and we didn't have it this last time either. Yeah, you had Uphold and some other wackadoo exchanges, but in general, your heavy hitter exchanges, you couldn't buy it direct here in the US. This is simply a time for building, setting the stage. This ain't our popping bottles time. That was the danger of what happened. I said it when this court case broke out. If we don't get a settlement or some sort of resolution, we very well may miss a full bull run cycle, and that's what happened. Now, looking ahead, how do I think it'll perform versus Bitcoin and Ethereum? Well, I think XRP will enjoy the general growth of cryptocurrencies, and I think it's got a whole lot more in the tank than other top 5 cryptocurrencies because it has ground to make up here, and I think it will. Now, how much ultimately we see in growth, well, that's why we play this game, isn't it? We'll see it develop, and the future will answer all questions. I'm not overly fearful about what's going on right now. We're just in this holding pattern. The SEC doesn't have time to really disrupt us a lot. They can appeal. That will take a long time. It's kind of like the rules have been reversed here. Time is now on our side, and there's nothing they can do to stop us. Just sit back, watch it develop. XRP will be fine. Now, Cathie Wood, she predicts that we're going to see spontaneous approval of multiple spot ETFs. That's interesting because usually the first to market captures the whole market, right? So she thinks we're going to get more than one. The question is, will Grayscale be one of those? And I feel no. They took the SEC to court. They pushed this issue, and they were right probably to do so. But I bet you anything, they ain't going to be one of those first applicants to get an ETF. And so the question is this. If other people are first to the market, what ultimately happens to Grayscale? Do they have to spin that off to someone? Do they survive in this space? Because I think it's going to be awful tough if they're not one of the first applicants approved for an ETF. I'm not sure how they really make it here. This is one where you win the battle, that court case with the SEC, but you likely lose the war. If we do see multiple approvals, I bet you it'll be BlackRock, Fidelity, and maybe one other. We'll have to see it play out. It's going to be a big moment in time. I expect, crypto to actually rush up quite a bit when that happens. But if it's way before the Bitcoin halvening, I still feel that won't be enough to really send things rocking and rolling. It's going to take some time. We got to get by that halvening and get on towards the second half of next year. And I think that's really going to be in the wheelhouse where we see big growth. It was announced today that PayPal is launching their own stablecoin. And this was both interesting and perplexing. It's interesting because, they went through their compliance and they're legal and they went ahead and issued a stablecoin. Like, there's got to be a lot of risk there, I would think, in this environment. What do they know that we don't? But further, I think it shows there's still strong interest there from people within traditional finance and payments that they're going to do a lot here within cryptocurrencies. It's not a fad. It's not going away. There's big plans. Trust me, PayPal won't be the last. Now, are people going to use this? I'm not sure I really see the point here. Now, PayPal's much bigger than Circle, but Circle's so integrated and USDC is accepted. And does anyone really want or trust a PayPal coin? Like, what's the actual utility here with that service? I mean, I get it. You can send, payments international, and you pretty much trust PayPal to hold those reserves. But I don't know if they do a whole lot here with that ultimately, because PayPal doesn't have a great name, especially within crypto circles, but we'll see what different services they roll out. Again, it's based on the Ethereum blockchain, and it's just another entrance into this space. And again, I don't think they're going to be the last. I doubt long-term they're horribly successful with this, but we'll have to see it play out. I think it just shows, though, there's still a lot of interest out there. There's going to be a lot of stuff launched from traditional players. And get ready, man, because they're going to unleash the floodgates. This is just the beginning. From the Bitcoin applications to the PayPal stablecoin, we're just getting ready to start rocking and rolling here. Lastly, I saw a report by Goldman Sachs, and they believe that artificial intelligence could reach as high as 4% of the U.S. GDP by 2025. That's not far away. That's some big growth here. I always kind of bring this up. Keep your eye on this. We had the whole AI craze. It's still going on. It's starting to kind of taper off a little bit. There's ebbs and flows to everything. 1 minute, crypto's the future, then everyone forgets about it. And really when you should be paying attention, when it's a good time to invest and buy and study and really learn where you are. Now is a great time to be involved in crypto. And you're going to see these same ebbs and flows with AI. These are the pillars of the future, and especially the future of finance, artificial intelligence, Web3, blockchain, crypto. Make sure you keep this all in your wheelhouse. It's going to be so big, it's not funny. And they are all really symbiotic with each other to help build out these future systems. Absolutely mandatory the U.S. stays a leader in all of these areas. It can be frustrating dealing with government, but we're going to get there because the big money will dictate. They need this technology to stay competitive on the global landscape, and they're going to get it, best believe. And actually, before I close this video out, I want to circle back to this Do Kwon case. This Judge Rakoff, whatever his name is, he really irritates me here. And I don't mean to make it sound like I know more than a judge, but this quote, it's really mind-numbing, and it should make you especially grateful for the judges we got in the Ripple case that can look at things from a lawful manner and not the way they think things should be. So this Rakoff says the following, that he declined to draw a distinction between coins and the manner of sale, stating that Howie makes no distinction between purchasers. And that's all Howie does. How did you package it and how did you sell it? Howie's not about what you're selling. If you or I go to sell, orange groves today, we don't have to go to the SEC and register that. But if we package it and depending on the manner we sell it, well, it could be a securities offering. That is all that Howie is about. This is so stupid that you have a judge make a statement like that. I don't know how that's possible, but this is what we're dealing with. And this is the difficulty for other players within the crypto space. If you're Coinbase, Binance, if you're some other project, you can't assume that you're going to draw a Judge Torres. You might draw some buffoon like this Rakoff, and it's going to be a struggle. And I'm not saying that Do Kwon should get off and that he didn't violate any laws. We all know he did. But when you're looking at the Ripple ruling, you can't say, well, it doesn't matter how someone sold something. Like what Judge Torres did is just draw that line in the sand and say, look, the thing being sold, not a security, but if you package it in contracts and, you have this directness of those institutional sales, well, maybe that is. And that absolutely is the total point of Howie. And, this is just what you have to deal with. It's always a crapshoot. When you're in some sort of court case, you never know how it's going to play out. And this is why you try to avoid lawsuits at all costs, because you leave it in one person's hand making that decision, and you never know how it's going to go. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.